Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Friday, Marty the JavaScript Party, and this is my buddy Rhett. Got an almond for her, her second favorite kind of nut, as far as I know, and it is Friday. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm definitely running late every day this week. It's really weird. And last week I kind of started around late, and it's getting harder for me to get up and rolling. I think I might be like on the verge of being sick, but I don't know for sure. I definitely feel like it might be the case though. So, anyways, I'm waiting for this thing to start up, but we are trying to work on a bug, and as part of this bug, um, we are kind of learning about signals, I think. Um, so I think that basically I have some code which is getting called kind of when I don't expect it to get called. I don't think that that is the like I so I think there's more than one bug, and this is not unusual. This happens all the time. Like you have a bug, and then you fix that bug, and it I think we've all, if you've been coding for any amount of time, you've had the experience where you have a bug, you fix the bug, and then that exposes a different bug. That happens all the time. But then what happens many times also is the other sort of extreme of that, which is you, while you're searching for a bug, you see and define another problem that is tangentially or tangential isn't the right word, but it is related, but it isn't the underlying cause. So like you could fix it by fixing it, but you like the bug, the symptom would go away, but there's a deeper problem. So I would say that one issue is that, yeah, see, I have this animation service, animate visual services, which it happens to affect. And the problem is that effects get called regardless, as long as the component lives is around, the effect gets called. And the thing is I don't delete the components because I had an issue with what do they call? Let's see, F12 memory detached elements. So all these detached elements were showing up. I'm curious if I have any right now. So I have no detached elements, but there was a point in time where like literally I could just come to this page and I had like hundreds of detached elements. Now I think if I move around at all, I will get a detached element. I think even doing that might have caused detached elements to happen. Um, so let's go back. I don't think we want to take snapshot. Oh no. So there was a time where like literally just moving around and mousing over these things was causing detached elements. It looks like uh, that's been resolved. But anyways, the that was what kind of got me on to like not deleting things because I would end up with thousands of detached elements very quickly. Anyways, one of the issues I have right now is that like, see, as I move around, even though I don't have any arrays, this is getting called. But the other, I think the more basic, and it's more of a newbie issue. It's just because I don't have a lot of experience with effects. So there's like kind of a side effect of the decision I made. I made a decision not to delete things because I don't want attached elements. So I kind of undid the way the router works and stuff like that. And then as a side effect, I've created this issue with these effects running over and over again, which would not be an issue if I was using a router to kind of delete stuff. So I think what I want to do here is just console log because it's dawning on me that I need to get a better understanding of this. Now, animate animate visualizations probably is a bad name. Um, or because I think it actually creates visualizations. It doesn't animate visualizations, I think. I'm not sure though. But anyways, I might be misremembering something from app tabular layout effect. And I think we have at least one, I think we have two other effects. So I'm going to search for those. And again, this is like learning stuff. And when you learn when that this is like the killer, right? Like when you're so we have three effects. Things are constantly changing. If you don't change with them, you're gonna get left out. It's a truly the Pirates Code. The Pirates Code in Pirates of the Caribbean, and I believe probably should have said that word. Apparently, that word is getting blocked all over the place. But in uh, in Pirates of the Caribbean, they mentioned the concept of this is custom. You know, if you if you fall behind, you're left behind. That is no, there's no. I don't know. I think that as far as do I have? Oh, I actually have four of them. Um, um, and this is there's like no, there's no industry where that's more true than in I'm not going to say it's the only industry where it's true, but I guarantee there's no industry where it's more true. Like if you are falling behind, there's not even a way to tell you're falling behind. Um, there's no like good test or anything um, to say, hey, this guy doesn't like the test won't exist till after you're behind. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like if 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 in 5 years everything is signals based, like how did you become a computer programmer? Like I could see people, like I remember working at a place once where we were like, oh, okay, so then you just create an array. And the guy's like, what's an array? And we're like, okay, how did you become a computer programmer if you don't know what an array is? All right. So you see we have these custom effects all over the place. Um, and really none of that code should run in a custom effect until after. And see, these are getting run every single time. Um, unless it's if unless it's the focus, if unless that component actually is being rendered, it shouldn't show up. That's not like a general rule. That's just like a rule for this project. In this project, if we're hiding the component, you shouldn't you shouldn't do it. And you notice that we get a like a tabular layout. Oh my gosh, update layout, and these even get called multiple times. And now we are in custom mode, I believe, right now, so it does make sense. But now, what if I let me clear this and add a viz? All right, so app tabular effect ran and then up component effect and then update effect. So we don't want to run any code in update. Update's not even being displayed. So that was sort of one thing. And then recently I kind of decided to start doing this. And like anytime um, anything that's going to actually change, I would like to declare at the beginning of the effect. So at the very beginning, if something is changing, if anything could cause this to fire, we want to do that. Now, see, it's 8:58, so I've got to go, but I feel like that was like such an important part of my personal software development um, journey. Um, Getting a better grip of these effects is super important to me at this point in time. And at this point, this will probably get swallowed up into other things in the future. And so, like, getting this is probably one of those rare opportunities where you get to learn something early on in its development, while it's sort of becoming a thing. And then um, when it gets absorbed into other things, it gives you a better chance of sort of guessing what's going on when things that are abstracted away from you break, and then like how to use those things in such a way. A good example of this is Webpack. Like I worked on Webpack right when Webpack first came out, and we needed it for very specific things at CNN, and I just got to learn Webpack inside out, and then later on, I was able to really benefit from that knowledge uh, when Webpack sort of just got swallowed up by Angular. Angular uses Webpack, but you don't really ever get exposed to it, and when things were acting in a weird way and stuff like that, I was like, I could sort of think back to my days of learning the ins and outs of Webpack. Um, so, anyways, that is that. I hope everyone has a wonderful Friday. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to probably add some code in these effects. I'm going to think through it through the night, but it seems like what I want to do is determine if the effect should even run. Like, hey, this effect shouldn't even run if we don't have any components, which it doesn't. If you don't have any components, but like if custom layout doesn't isn't or if tabular layout uh, isn't is hidden, we shouldn't run any of its effects. We should just check to see, and we can determine that in this specific project. We can determine that by the route. The route will tell us if uh, we can determine if we're supposed to be displayed based on the route. There may be other ways too. I don't know. Um, but anyways, oh, I do have this effect count just for debugging. Let me go ahead and remove that while we're here. And that falls under the umbrella of try to leave the campsite better than you found it, um, from the Boy Scouts. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.